In a forgotten village nestled deep within the vast savannah, the river sang at night. Its voice, a melody of whispers and secrets, danced on the evening breeze. One night, a little girl dared to answer its song. In that moment, the river bestowed upon her a gift, and with it, a curse that would forever alter the destiny of her people. This is the story of Nia, the girl who spoke to the river. In the heart of the sun-drenched land stood Aquaroma, a village vibrant with life. Farmers tended their fields, women rhythmically pounded yam, and the laughter of children echoed through the air. Yet a shadow of fear lingered. No one, not a single soul, dared to approach the river after sunset. The elders told tales of its living spirit, how it whispered names into the darkness and lured the unwary away into its depths. They feared the river, its mysteries, its power. But Naya was different. She possessed the unwavering courage of the sun and a curiosity as boundless as the moonlit sky. While others averted their gaze, she would stand for hours, her eyes fixed on the forbidden waters, feeling an unexplainable pull, a connection that hummed just beneath the surface of her understanding. Then came the dry season. The sun beat down relentlessly, cracking the earth and turning the once-lush fields to dust. The crops withered on their stalks, and the desperate cries of children for a single drop of water haunted the village. The wells ran dry, hope began to fade, and the elders' prayers seemed to vanish into the empty, cloudless sky. It was in this suffocating silence of despair that Nia heard it, a soft, ethereal humming carried on the wind. It was the river's song, a lament of sorrow and thirst. That night, unable to sleep, Nia felt the call grow stronger. She slipped out of her small hut, her bare feet silent on the cool earth. The village was asleep, unaware of the magic unfolding. Drawn by the melody, she walked toward the source, her heart a drum beating in time with the river's tune. Before her, the riverbed, once a flowing artery of life, was now a dry, cracked scar on the land. But it was not dead. A soft, ethereal blue light pulsed from the fissures in the ground, and a voice, like the rustling of ancient leaves, whispered her name, Nia. "Help me breathe again." Nia knelt, her small hands hovering over the faintly glowing ground, her breath catching in her throat. The river spoke again, its voice resonating not in her ears, but in her soul. "I am the spirit of this land, the lifeblood of your people. For generations, you humans have taken more than you have given. You have forgotten the balance. Return what you have stolen, and the waters will flow once more. Heal my wounds, and I shall heal your land." At dawn, filled with a sense of urgent purpose, Nia ran to the village elders. She recounted her experience, her voice trembling with conviction. She spoke of the glowing light, the spirit's voice, and its solemn promise. But the elders, their faces etched with skepticism and tradition, dismissed her words as the fanciful dreams of a child. They laughed, a hollow sound that offered no comfort. Only her grandmother, her eyes clouded with a forgotten sadness, did not laugh. She looked at Naya, a flicker of fear and recognition in her gaze. She remembered the old stories, the tales her own grandmother had told her of a time long ago when their ancestors, in their greed, had chained the river's spirit to control its flow, taking its life force for their own. But Naya's spirit was not so easily broken. If the elders would not listen, she would act. Determined to save her people, she turned to the only ones who still believed in magic and wonder. The children of Akrit, under the silvery light of the moon. She gathered them. They came, their small hands carrying offerings in clay pots, not of gold or jewels, but of life itself. They brought seeds from the last harvest, smooth sacred stones from the ancient hills, and the sun-bleached bones of the fish that once swam in the river's currents. Together, this small procession of hope made its way to the riverbed. They were a testament to innocence and belief, a quiet rebellion against the cynicism of their elders. One by one, they poured their humble gifts into the cracked, thirsty earth. As the last seed touched the ground, a deep tremor ran through the land. The ground beneath their feet trembled, and brilliant bursts of light erupted from the cracks, reaching for the sky like glowing arms. The river, awakened from its long slumber, rose not as water, but as a serpent of pure light, dancing and twisting in the moonlight, its form majestic and terrifying. The river's awakening was not gentle. It surged a torrent of raw, untamed power, flooding its banks and rushing towards the sleeping village. Panic erupted. People screamed and scrambled for higher ground, their laughter from days past replaced by cries of terror. In the chaos, Nia's grandmother ran to the water's edge, her arms outstretched. "Take me instead," she cried, offering her own life in repentance for the sins of her ancestors. But the river's voice boomed, silencing the storm. "The debt is not yours to pay. Only the one who woke me can calm my rage." All eyes turned to Nia. She stood fearless at the water's edge, her small frame radiating a profound calm. Without hesitation, she took a step into the churning, glowing water, then another. The river swirled around her, the light growing impossibly bright, enveloping her in its embrace. For a moment, her serene face was visible above the waves, and then she was gone, disappearing beneath the surface. As she vanished, the raging torrent grew instantly calm. The light softened, and the water, now clear and fresh, flowed gently through the village for the first time in a generation. By the first light of dawn, a miracle had unfolded. The drought was gone. The land, once parched and brown, was now draped in a blanket of vibrant green. The wells, which had been empty for so long, were now overflowing with clean fresh water. Laughter, true and joyous, returned to Akaroma. Children splashed and played in the clear, gentle currents of the reborn river, their fears washed away. The village was alive again. And sometimes, when the light hit the water just right, the ripples would form an image. The faint, smiling face of a young girl. They say her spirit still whispers in the water, a gentle but constant reminder to all who listen. Remember what you take, and always give back what you owe. To this day, the people of Akroma carry on Nia's legacy. Before they fetch water, they sing to the river a song of gratitude and respect. And when the moon is full and hangs like a pearl in the night sky, those who look closely can still see a young girl. S reflection smiling back from the water. S surfaced the girl who spoke to the river and in doing so saved them all.